G'day YouTube, Motion Breakness here to discuss the absolute shock to the system that is the price of the Ninjago Crystalized Wave, which costs almost 50% more than the wave of core sets that were released in January 2022. Today I'll be doing a bit of a deep dive into the sets at various price points, looking at what you get for your $1 and seeing if we can find a reason why the price has jumped by so much, more than what can be explained by the standard claims of inflation and corporate greed. Please let me know your thoughts on the sets in the comments below. Or if you'd like to see a building video of any of today's sets, let me know, and I'll put it at the top of the list when the Crystalized sets release here in Australia next month. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button, or subscribe if you're new to the channel. Here's the price brackets I'll be using today, noting I'm quoting the prices in US dollars, so exact prices may differ by region, but the ratio should be about the same, depending on where you are. The first bracket, for cheap under $20 sets, is very light on for Crystalized, but reasonably well populated by the core sets. Given the core sets are for 4 plus or 6 plus, there's a good mix of simple but cheap little sets for the little ones. Jay's Dragon Bike, on the other hand, is all by itself in this price bracket and meant for kids that are 7 plus. Buying all the sets in this bracket will cost you just under $20 and $40 respectively. As you'd expect for a little over double your money, you're getting a little over double the piece count for core, which isn't everything, but you also get a few extra minifigures for your money as well. So while most collectors and older kids would probably scoff at this sets in this bracket and they're not interested in them, this is the one that really jumped out at me as a parent with young kids and showed me that there's something for all ages in core, but not really in Crystalized. Next, we have the moderate bracket. Here's where we see a little more even competition between the waves. Yeah, there's one more set in core than there is in Crystalized, but the average price for the sets is very comparable at around $36 and $37 each. They have similar average piece counts of between 320 and 340 pieces, and a similar number of minifigs of between 3 and 4 per set. So they're pretty even across the board there. All of the sets in this bracket look pretty cool and have excellent page features, but we're seeing a lot of repetition in the bad guy minifigures for the core sets already. I mean, there's basically just 2 variations of the same snake fit minifigure, or 3 if you count the one with the shorter legs by itself. They do make up for a bit with the accessories. They've all got some pretty cool little things to bolt on, but it is still basically the same minifig hiding under there. Moving on into the expensive bracket, we start to see more of the Crystalized sets than the core sets. This bracket's where we really start seeing the coolest, most intricate sets, and while I don't have either of the Crystal King or the Crystal King Temple, I can say that Lloyd's Legendary Dragon is the coolest Ninjago dragon I've ever seen. Like the moderate bracket, we see the vital stats don't really change much between the waves. The average cost is $70 and $75, the average piece count is higher for core at 750 compared to 710, but evened out by the minifigure count at average of 4 for core compared to 5.5 for Crystalized. So between 5 and 6 minifigs per set there. So while there's more Crystalized sets in the bracket, the value seems to compare pretty nicely, evenly between the two. Now finally, we've got the very expensive bracket. This is where the biggest, baddest, most awesome sets reside, and you can tell by the pictures how cool some of these look. Again, we see that there's one more Crystalized set in this bracket than there is core. While the average minifigures per set is similar between the waves at 7.5 for core and 8 for Crystalized, there's a huge divergence in the other key stats. Average price and piece count. On average, the Crystalized sets cost $20 more per set and have 450 fewer pieces per set. Yeah, you heard that right. 450 fewer pieces for $20 more. The core sets average 1,250 pieces and $95 per set, whereas the Crystalized sets have just an average of 800 pieces for $115 each. It's here that we really start to see how much more expensive the Crystalized sets are. Now, when we put all the numbers for the brackets together, we see that the 8 Crystalized sets will set you back almost $600 US compared to a little over $400 US for the core sets. That seems crazy, right? Like, sure, you get a handful of extra minifigures, but only an extra 40 pieces or so for almost 50% more dollar bucks? How could that be? Well, the minifigure stat might just be a clue here. Also might be time to stop investing so much weight into the magical price per piece argument that you hear thrown around so much with Lego. You see, here's all the minifigures you can get in each wave. I've only included pictures of the unique minifigures and multipliers beneath them to show you how many of each minifigure you get. So the eagle-eyed or well-informed among you might think there's a couple of double-ups, like these guys here, that are basically the same, but have unique names in their sets and bricklink entries, but they're the common bad guys, with just a minor change really. Now check out the Crystalized minifigures. There's almost 30 unique minifigs, and aside from the generic bad guys, that you need a lot of anyway for a credible enemy, you only double up on the 4 golden versions of Zane, Jay, Kai and Cole. Every other figure is unique. The minifigures are also absolutely incredible. Check out the Golden Dragon versions of the ninjas, or the named bad guys like the Crystal King, General Vangelis, Pythor, or Harumi. They're all absolutely amazing. Now, compare that with the core sets, and it's a pretty sad story. You get just 12 different minifigures that are repeated across the sets. The minifigures are all okay, but none are as amazing as the crystallized counterparts. You only get 12 as well if you count Woobot and the short-legged bad guy as separate minifigures. If not, it could be down to 11 or 10 unique minifigures. So if you get every set, like I have, you wind up with heaps of the same ninjas. Even Nia. We didn't have any Nias until this wave, and now we've got 3 of them that are exactly the same. What's up with that? Now here's the stats that we saw from before with the unique minifigure numbers 3. Does that look a little bit better to you? It certainly does to me. It shows there's a lot more playability and fun in the crystallized wave, as well as collectability, which is important to me as a parent and a collector. Now, if that's not enough for you, then what about the pieces I mentioned before? The crystallized pieces that cost so much more than the core pieces. To see that, and maybe where the true value lies, I think we need to take a up-close look at the sets. So here we go. Check out all the gold and transparent pieces, or the mixed pieces that are used on the blade-looking things on Zane's jet and Cole's car, and a few of the other sets. Or the Golden Dragon ninja wings. Look at the large elements in these big sets, and the pirate's chest worth of gold that's on Lloyd's Ultra Dragon. Now we can see that it's not just the quantity of pieces we get, but the quality of the pieces that make these sets what they are. And make no mistake, the crystallized sets look absolutely awesome. You're just out of luck if you're a younger fan, or going to be broke if you're the one who's paying for all these sets. Anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think I got right, what I got wrong, and if you think the price is justified for the crystallized sets.